send this out here quickly for the main race. We get into this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, someone left, so I was able to get in here to do commentary for the main race. I, of course, am T-Bone, representing the longest episodic running league during the week in North America at this 8 p.m. time slot, based out of Toronto, Canada, Midtown. And we are here at Japan, again, round 3, Mushroom Cup F2 season. First commentary of the whole season for me, actually. And I was going to do the full thing tonight, but F2, we only have 22 slots, and I couldn't use a spectating one. Someone left, so I was invited for the main race. Sprint race, Kendricks took it down, followed by Justin Schrei and Deathwing, new driver, OWR Deathwing, not having the best start to this main race here, but shout out to Kendricks, man. Probably the most improved driver I know, and I've been saying that for over a year now. F1, F2, whatever it is, and we are here at Japan, the Mount Fuji circuit. Some raindrops falling on our heads here. Raindrop, drop top, and Brizzy Boy fastest lap. We're going to do a quick rundown. Championship leader Ezo came into this race leading that title fight. B-Tom was 18 points down from him, but between those two were a couple other drivers, of course, Illyrian, Kendricks, and right now we are looking on with the Invicta of none other than League Commissioner, the man who runs the show, the face that runs the place, Jordan 2 Wavy, leading that way right now, loving the nefarious conditions. Shout out to him, also in the mix there for the title, round 3 out of 10. F2 this season, mixing it up a little bit. I think at this point in the game, at this state, this juncture of this game's life cycle, we have enough F1 leagues. People are getting sick of it. And even as an admin who's quite familiar with the game, these F1 leagues, people are getting a little burnt out from it. Let's mix it up. We're doing F2. And I want to thank everyone for their support, patronage, and interest in our leagues, man. It warmed my heart to see a long wait list today for an F2 league. When some other leagues, it's just tough to put together a full grid, man. Let's put it that way. So shout out to all these guys. I also want to shout out Greg Jennings and his league ROI running. I believe they're moving to Thursday for this season, which will begin this week. But I'm not sure if the Thursday thing's happening right now, but I believe it is Thursday. And if you're interested in that, it is more of a Tier 1 style. Definitely reach out to Greg Jennings, one of our admins here, and definitely his fingerprints are all over this league. Not in the way Michael Jordan's fingerprints were all over that. Never mind, we're not going to go there. But Jordan 2 Wavy. Behind him, our championship leader, Ezo, there in that royal blue car, Your Highness. Third place right here is Osama bin Brizzy Boy. Shout out to him. Definitely Osama bin. The guy looks like he hasn't left the cave in months. Just kidding, Brizzy. I love you. And, of course, in P4 here, B-Tom, the Tim Duncan of our leagues. Not too happy with the P5. He got in that sprint race, lost 2 positions late, getting stuck behind a tussle between one Justin Schrei, former Mushroom Cup champion, and Kendricks, and another former Mushroom Cup champion here in P5, Illyrian, the Albanian assassin right here, still celebrating Albanian Independence Day. It is a year-long celebration. Then here is Kendricks, as we said, most improved driver anywhere, any league, coming off a victory in the sprint right there in P6. Adriami, longtime compadre in the Mushroom Cup here in P7, and of course Justin Schrei, another former Mushroom Cup champion and arguably the best golfer in our community in real life. How about Zakario in P9? This guy's like a fine wine. He just gets better with age. Where me, I'm more like milk. And of course, P10 to round it up is none other than Spoob Knock. I want to say a good buddy of mine. We get along pretty well. Great guy from Houston, Texas. Met him about a month ago, and always down to shoot the shit. You know I like to talk shit, and he will always reciprocate. Shout out to Chenzo, former Mushroom Cup champion, winningest driver, most successful driver we've ever had. Also contributing a lot to our league. Not as a racer anymore, but behind the scenes, him and Greg doing a whole lot. So we got to give those guys credit, man. And of course, Jordan 2 Wavy. Kendricks, another one. All the guys on the admin side of things, always appreciate it because quite a few of us know I don't know too much about racing. It's like, how did I get here? I feel like I'm the Donald Trump of F1 video games. What the fuck are we doing here? P11 is Shining Swarm. P12 is SRT Rich Boy, also in the mix for that title fight. He did win the first race of the year. This guy has been a very competitive driver on my friends list whenever I do 5-lap lobbies. Never expressed too much interest in joining our leagues for whatever reason. And I think that was a mistake because he definitely has a lot of untapped potential. And we're starting to see it here. And he's definitely a guy I hope to see not only in the Star Cup, but maybe Greg's league and other leagues. Because, again, he definitely has that skill that you want to see what can develop out of that potential. We got Coconut Head here in P12. Sorry, I thought Hooligans was racing. Good to see him out here again. Coconut Head, another guy I've known for a while from 5-lap lobbies. And here's somebody, Leader Liebach. Oh, the DRS Maestro retiring from the session. DNFing right there. Another news, a bear shits in a forest. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. We're going to get him in here for an interview because that guy is an incredible human being. Looking on right here with Trophy Marino. Speaking of special, this guy hides his own Easter eggs here in P21. One of the most divisive, controversial, polarizing drivers we've ever seen right there. It's got some green on it and some brown. Someone should let him know he's not driving a John Deere, though. But all jokes aside, Trophy Marino does have some pace, and he has exhibited some skill. Obviously, he is going through our league's wellness policies and our sensitivity training, talking with the sports psychiatrists whenever I'm not in that office. And I think with him, he's just got to, like, maybe rein in that temper a little bit. Temper. But shout out Marino. He does have some skill. Snake and Beans right here. Again, coming off a point performance last week. Harambe, sorry what happened to you in that Cincinnati Zoo, my friend. Deathwing, who finished P3 in the aforementioned sprint. AZ Racing, otherwise known as JJ Knotts, one of the oldest longtime friends we have in the community. Great to see them back. Not sure if it's a guy or a girl. And, of course, Pro Ultra, talented driver. Did very well in the last week. They're very confident, this guy, and not the race he's looking for. Maybe because he's ghosted and lagged out. But yeah, we're going to have a look here. Jordan 2 Wavy still leading the way as we watch Kendricks here in P6. Slightly behind him, Justin Schrei, Adriami, the teammates here. The Red Bull Development Team. A. Lingard, Campos Racing, none other than Justin Schrei. His motto is, if at first you don't succeed, just yourself off and try again. That works well. Hopefully today we won't be seeing a Shramia River. Anyways, back to P1 here. Jordan 2 Wavy, the Invictus, now has Ezzo gaining behind him. Very difficult to make moves here in these F2 cars, but I do prefer them because I feel like there is more of a sense of raw talent needed in these cars, not just pressing a little power button. That does take skill too, though. But I do kind of prefer this. And I also think these cars, we race fixed setups in this league. Fixed setups, especially with a little weather. I think the cream of the crop usually will rise in scenarios like this. B-Tom making a pit stop right there. Let's have a look at the tires. B-Tom electing for a hard tire right there. Very interesting from B-Tom. You could say the class of our community. He is a barometer, a measuring stick in which everyone strives. He's a guy to beat for sure. The man with the target on his back. And they say defending a title is a lot harder than winning your first one. Everyone's coming for you, gunning for the king. And B-Tom says, when you come for the crown, you best not miss. We'll see what happens now. Going to those hard tires. B-Tom is no dummy. Matter of fact, he is an engineering major. So, not just a video gamer. He kind of knows what's going on, probably more so than the developers of this game. But we'll see. These guys might not be pitting on these wet tires, may go the whole race. See what kind of deltas B-Tom can bring down. Pro Ultra there. He is back in the lobby and fighting. No, he's not back, actually. He's Caspered. Let's go back up, though, to P1. Jordan 2 Wavy and Ezo, they are pitting. Kendricks picks up a 3-second. Absolutely devastating there for the winner of the sprint race. I'll be back in 30 seconds, folks. And let's have a look at what kind of tires Jordan or Ezo and Brizzy Boy may go on. Illyrian electing to stay out. This is big right here. Jordan 2 Wavy putting on the wets. Ezo putting on the hards. Brizzy Boy putting on the hards. This is huge. Let's see where B-Tom will emerge. He is in traffic there, much to his chagrin. Brutal and frustrating right there for B-Tom. He's going to have to get through these guys here. And the way he saves his battery, it's tough for him not to have it, but he still is making the move on AZ Racing, and great space there left. Trophy Marino retiring, and we got a full course yellow. Will that be a safety car? Trophy Marino there. Ate shit. And I don't think... Do I see a safety car on the track? I don't know. Let's get the DRS Maestro in here for a quick word. No one loves talking about their race more than him, even though he doesn't have too much to talk about today. I'm kidding, the Maestro. Okay, give me 30 seconds, folks. We do have a full course yellow. Coconut Head gets a drive-through penalty, and we're back racing, folks. We are back racing. Some of these guys on hards, some of these guys on wets. Jordan 2 Wavy, Ezo, Brizzy, and B-Tom, all on hard tires. Those are definitely four of the more cerebral drivers we know, so them being on the hards is very interesting to me. Let's see what Illyrian does here as he heads towards those pits. And we got a doozy, lap 8 of 15, round 3, Mushroom Cup, season number, God knows how many. I am T-Bone. It's a pleasure to be back here. Try to get Trophy Marino in here for an interview. Not as much an interview, more of just like a some sort of assessment here. I want to know what goes through his mind when he races. Never mind, he's not even on. I don't even know if he's on my friends list. Jordan 2 Wavy now, still in P1. Ezo right behind him as B4, and B-Tom with that massive undercut there. Fair play to him. Very well done. And he was the first one to go on the hards, even when he was behind that 8-ball, stuck back there in traffic. First one to make that call. Shout out to him. OWR Deathwing finished P3 in the sprint. Had a horrible start to this race. Went for a massive undercut there. Put on the hards early, and that has paid dividends. He's enjoying the fruits of that labor. Justin Schrei going on the softs. I don't know how long those will last, but of course Justin Schrei, highly decorated driver, former Mushroom Cup champion, and of course he had that historic season where he knocked off Chenzo, man, and anytime someone beats Chenzo for a title, you got to take their hat off to them, for sure. There are many trials and tribulations for Justin Schrei. One of the more passionate drivers I've ever seen, man. I do admire his competitive spirit. Sometimes he drives me insane, but I do respect it because this guy wants to win. He's intense. few drivers I've ever met are as intense as Justin Stride. And I don't mean that as a slight. Don't mean that as a slight at all. This guy wants to win. Respect it. Respect it. If you ain't here to win, you know why you here, right? Snake and Beans in P8, still yet to pit, along with Pro Ultra, who is not even here. So, unfortunate, don't know what happened to him there, but because of it, we are going to get some commentary. Shout out to Pro Ultra, his power did go out, so that's the reason why he was not there, as we're going to look on. B-Tom and Brizzy Boy battling for P3 right here. B-Tom, oh, contact, contact, contact. No end plates are missing there, but B-Tom getting the move done. Adriami 3 seconds for corner cutting. B-Tom now in P3. We'll see if he can cut into this gap. Jordan 2 Wavy has held Ezo off this whole race. Fun to watch, and we will check out OWR Deathwing, new to our community, a player in this league by any stretch of the imagination. Hopefully we'll see him. I think, is he in the Star Cup? I don't know. I'm not at Star Cup anymore, but Kendrick's doing a great job with that league. And Illyrian, the Albanian assassin here. Lap 10 of 15. Checking out any other fights here. The main race, Mushroom Cup, round 3, our F2 season, mixing it up. Why not? Why not? No need to put lipstick on a pig or beat around the bush here. So a lot of guys don't really want to play F1 that much as they used to. Trust me, I know, because I'm the one who has to hear it when guys don't want to race anymore. So we're going to mix it up here. I didn't know how the F2 league would be received, but definitely very pleasantly surprised. And to do it once a week, of course, Greg Jennings League will be running Thursdays for the Tier 1 F1. Then we got our Star Cup. B-Tom putting in the fastest lap of the race right there, lap 11 of 15. Here we go. Main race, Mount Fuji, Japan. The same corner that Ayrton Senna. No, I'm kidding. Let's see if B-Tom can get any closer there. He has taken about half a second off of those 2 leaders. Ezo, our championship leader, heading into this race, doing a hell of a job. Of course, when it comes to the best drivers in our community, you have to mention Ezo, you have to mention B-Tom. Mac T, shout out to Mac T, winning the inaugural season of Greg Jennings League. ROI. And AG Guapo, all those guys. Sawa, or Sawa. Rich Boy there, retiring, packing it in the pits. Not the race he wanted, but shout out to him, man. Of course, winner of race 1 of this season. B-Tom itching a little bit closer. Of course, B-Tom and Ezo, competitive rivals, man. Lately, they have come together quite a few times, and I'm not talking about a Beatles song. These guys definitely competing every race they're in against one another. Man, oh man, Jordan 2 Wavy. I was in a voice party with him an hour before the race. He was just running some 5-lap lobbies, messing around. Man, oh man. Fixed setups this season. One of the most talented drivers we know, Jordan 2 Wavy. And putting in the fastest lap right there. B-Tom says, I see you and I raise that. Deathwing also making a little bit of ground. Any races heading back here in the field? Let's have a look. Not too much, but lap 12 of 15. Very difficult to make overtakes at this circuit, especially Sector 1. Sector 2 is not too easy as well, unless you're looking about that hairpin. And then with the no DRS, it's more of a race of attrition, not making mistakes, slowly grinding, looking for that opportunity. And fortune favors the bold, especially in these scenarios. Kendricks, who won that sprint race, getting through Snake and Beans, who is not pit. Kendricks, of course, a 3-second penalty. Snake and Beans I don't know what his tires are at, but he can parlay this into points if he can keep this thing on the track. Leader Leabag there, retiring. Shout out to Leader. Coconut Head, 3-second penalty. I'll be back in 30 seconds. We're going to watch on here with Ezo. B-Tom there right behind them. So difficult here in this setting just to itch at that driver ahead there, man. A multitude of strategies being employed as well by these drivers. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor, but keep an eye from the lens of one B-Tom. Can Ezo get close enough here? Despite the dirty air, the rain, lack of DRS, and Jordan's consistency, will an opportunity present itself? We will see here. Shout out to Stratting, Formula Jonah. Shout out to BXT Hayden, other admins around. OVR Deathwing, OVO, we're just going to call him OVO. Him and Brizzy Boy, also something to watch, even though Deathwing's tires at a significant disadvantage right there. Snake and Beans may hang on to keep this thing in the points. Definitely something to watch here. Snake and Beans, chain smoking his way to a P10 perhaps. We'll keep an eye on that. And now Ezo within half a second of Jordan. They have built that gap to 2 seconds to B-Tom. We'll see what happens here. Of course, Ezo leading that title fight. May not be worth it to risk something here. Round 3 of 10 races, we had Ezo with 49, Illyrian with 40, Kendricks with 38, Jordan with 33, B-Tom with 31, heading into tonight's event. So may not be worth it here for Ezo to try to do too much, especially with B-Tom at bay, lap 14 of 15, penultimate lap. And I just don't foresee it happening there. Well done by B-Tom there. I believe that strategy really propelled him after that weaker start. Not the night, I know he was disappointed. I was in his voice party after the P5 and the sprint. He's very cognizant, very aware of how good Ezo is and what he needs to do overall, especially coming in 19 points behind, 20 into this sprint. Now Ezo will gain a little bit more on him here, it would seem. Again, I'm T-Bone. Thank you everyone for tuning into the Mushroom Cup. Whether you're racing, I'm going to pop it in tomorrow. Let's have a look at Deathwing and Brizzy Boy. Brizzy Boy, one of the most exciting drivers we've seen in the community. A risky, risk-take driver. Yeah. Beautiful cherry blossoms, trees. Again, F2. I want to say it's so hard to pass in these cars. It's like a procession, but fuck, the F1's not much better, and they have all sorts of fancy buttons. Heading into the final lap right now. I called this lap penultimate. I'm an idiot. Right, whatever. Penultimate's a racing term. Jordan doing a little wave for the camera right there, and I feel like Jordan could hold him there all day, just in this scenario. Especially considering Ezo wants to preserve what he's got here. B-Tom unable to get any closer. B-Tom is a master at saving battery, and that really shows in the F1 cars for sure. Not to mention the two drivers ahead. quite smart drivers in their own right, and respectably 1 and 4 in the driver's standings ahead of B-Tom. So they'll gladly take this. Even though B-Tom's P5 in the standings, you kind of always look at him as the guy you have to beat, especially with 7 races remaining and a sprint race before each one. So you take what you can whenever you can gain points on B-Tom here. Nothing could be worse right now for Ezra to make a move on Jordan and it not working. And then B-Tom beating him. Frizzy Boy, a 3-second, absolutely devastating right there. And, devastating to see right there by Brizzy Boy. He's still going to hang on to P5, but the P4 is going to be out of the question right there. And we have got to lock in here from the shores of Miami Beach, now residing in the Quad City, Charlotte, North Carolina. It may have snowed there 2 weeks ago, but Jordan's bringing the heat to the track. We are here in Suzuka, Japan, but it looks like Fuji to me. I'm huge in Japan. Here we go, heading into the final chicane. Jordan too wavy. Will there be a move? Ezo no is going to back down, relegate to P2. Jordan too wavy, picking up a victory here. F2, the face that runs a place, the champ that runs a camp, taking that victory. Jordan too wavy is your winner. Mushroom Cup round 3, P2. We got Ezo in P3. We got none other than B-Tom P4. Deathwing, Brizzy Boy with that penalty falling to P5. That's going to go over like a fart in church. In P6, we got P2 in the Drivers' Championship. Illyrian, not the performance he perhaps wanted when he's trying to win a title. Put those wets on, and that may have been his Achilles heel. Justin Strye, P2 in the sprint, ending up with a P7 here in the main. Pro Ultra, that's hilarious. Didn't pit once. The P8. Kendricks, after winning the sprint with a P9 there, and the guys on those wet tires definitely suffered. And how about Adriami claiming that final point position? Folks, I'm T-Bone. We're going to see if we can do an interview or two here. Shout out to everyone who raced, tuned in. We had a great time. We just did the main because I couldn't get into the sprint as a commentator. Let's see what some of these guys have to say here. We're going to talk to Jordan, Ezo, B-Tom. We'll see if he wants to say anything. I wouldn't mind talking to Kendricks too, man. So I'll invite a couple drivers in here. This is a post-race show here, sponsored by Happy Dad Seltzer. One moment, Jordan, too wavy. Fuck yeah. Yo, do you have Deathwing? Can't hear you, Jordan.
What's up?
There he is. Just give me a moment, okay? Yo, just give me 1 second, all right? 30 seconds.
Alright,
Put this hat on. This is P1. Okay. 30 seconds. Give me a second. Just want to invite Kendricks to. Quick question, Jordan. Do top 10 get points in the main race, or is it top 8?
in the main race, 10,
Yeah.
bro.
Top 10?
Yeah.
How many points do you get for P1 in the main?
It's the same as F1, bro.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh man.
All right. All right, folks. We're here with the winner of the main race, also the commissioner of the league, the face that runs a place, the champ that runs a camp, Jordan Too Wavy. First
Yeah.
off, before we get to the main, you want to talk about the sprint. Where did you finish in the sprint? And What happened in the sprint there for you?
Started P9 because the reverse top 10, and then
Wait,
finished
you
P7.
started P9 in the sprint?
So in the sprint, where you qualify, so I qualified P2. In the sprint, they
Oh
do
shit.
reverse top 10. So I started P9, got up to
Oh,
P7.
okay, okay.
Um, could have been higher if I didn't. The guy in front of me didn't start off the line, so kind of got shafted. But oh, good.
Well, in the
Nothing really
sprint, it's
happened.
top eight, and it's only 8 points for the win, right? So it's not like that detrimental, correct?
Yes and no, but I
Okay,
scored, so
well,
I'm not complaining.
look, man, let's talk about that main race. I gotta say, man, you kind of just dominated it from start to finish, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that race could have gone on another 50 laps, and you would have nothing would have changed. It felt like you could kind of just keep them there. Um, why is that? Why do you feel like that was possible? If you do agree with me, by the way, it just felt like you were in control of that situation. What about that? Do you feel
Um,
confident about in that situation? The weather, the cars, or the fact that there's
I
not
think
many
it's
opportunities to pass?
I think it's more so just the cars and not being able to pass around this track. Also, I think these cars really do change the skill gap around.
I man, I really think just even watching Tom that first race, it is so difficult against a driver who doesn't make mistakes to find a way past. And even you and Ezzo, you didn't really battle too much. Were you aware of the fact that Tom was behind you guys, and it's a long season fighting for the title, or was it just one of those things where it just never happened, where there was going to be a battle?
Nah, yeah, I knew it was gonna be no battle from the get go because of the rain. It's already hard to pass even with the DRS. So
All right. Well, and Jordan, also, I know I mentioned you're the commissioner of this league. Um, why do you think maybe that guys are more interested in playing F2 at this point? Because I'm not going to lie, we've done F2 leagues in the past, and it's been a chore to try to get people to join them. Do you think it's maybe just something different, or during the week there's not options for people? Like,
I think it's more so to do with it just being different, and people are just interested in investing into it than F1
I agree.
because there's other
Also,
leagues with F1. So
I also do think there's not many options during the week. So if like people see there's something happening, they'll be like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not?" So I think that
exactly.
helps. Anyway, Jordan, again, I want to thank you, man, for everything you do for the league, and congrats on a great win, bro. And you're right there in that mix for the title. So
Appreciate it.
we're doing 10 races, so another seven after this, and there's sprints. So I think it'll be fun, man.
I hope so.
Best of luck to you. And
Yes, sir.
all right, next up we do have. I think he's still winning the champ. He should still be winning the title fight here. We're gonna go to Ezzo, my man. And this is actually a question I want to ask you and B Tom, man. Just from watching you guys at different junctures of the night, it felt like you guys were kind of just stuck where you were. I don't know if you agree with that or not. And I do want to. You also have to give credit to the drivers ahead of you, but you want to talk about potential frustrations in this scenario, these cars at this track, when the opportunity maybe to make a move just doesn't exist. And I want to ask both you guys that, starting with Ezzo. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh yeah, I didn't mean that. There's no slight at all to Jordan. I just mean in general. Sometimes with these cars at this track, you're kind of where you are, man. And if you make a move, if you try to make a move, it better be damn well calculated, right? Well, I still thought you had a really good night, Ezzo. I believe you're P4 or three in the sprint. P4 in the sprint. You got through B Tom there later in the race. I know it might have only been worth a point, but when you're competing against someone like B Tom, anytime he's not gaining on you, I'm pretty sure you take it, right? And then to come back there and get a P2 in the main, leading the title right now. I know you've been in many leagues. Is this your first F2 league? And you want to talk about maybe what winning a title right here in this league, in our F2 league, might mean? Yeah. And the cool thing about F2, sorry, the cool thing about F2 is there's also a couple contenders that you might not see in the F1 league, like a Kendricks, Deathwing, Drizzy Boy, Deathwing. Yep, all talented drivers, and of course you also have to mention Illyrian, Justin Schrei, and BTOM only got 5 points in the first round, so I think it's very important. You got to jump on that because that's very rare for him to, have that. So yeah, to your credit, bro. I think I've always said you're one of the best drivers in our community, and I'd love to see you get a championship, man. And you definitely earn it in a league like this against some of these guys, for sure, for sure. Any other comments there, Ezo? You're the man, dude. Have your choice of any of these grid girls, and yeah, you're good. All right, later, bro. All right. Next, we're gonna go to B Tom here, man. B Tom, I'm pretty sure. First of all, I want to ask you the same question I asked Illyrian first. The frustration, kind of being in that situation at a track like this, with these cars. I felt like at times you were kind of just kind of stuck. You want to talk about that and how you remain patient and not do something irrational?
Yeah, I mean, similar to what Ezo said, um, and it's an issue with this game as a whole. The dirty air is very potent, even in the F2 cars. So just following close enough to even have an overtaking opportunity is pretty difficult. And then in addition to that, the handling in the low speed is very inconsistent and unpredictable, which makes it even harder to set up an overtake because, you know, the best opportunities here are out of the final chicane going down to turn
Yep.
one, and then um, maybe into the final chicane as well if you've got a great run. But again, like she could be literally up someone's ass and not gain any time, in their slipstream, which is quite frustrating. But yeah, it's really just a matter of waiting for someone to make a mistake, or trying to force them to make a mistake, and then trying to plan at least a few corners in advance to see, you know, if they go offline here, maybe I can overtake them, say like 3 or 4 corners later, as you kind of saw with myself and Illyrian in the sprint. But
And
yeah, I
just
mean,
just to like a dichotomy of that situation, to what you said, a tiny little mistake, like what may have happened to you in the sprint, can cost you so much, and it's so hard to get back.
yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't make a mistake. It was just
No,
like I
you know what
caught
I
up.
meant, though. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, I was saying in the chat at the time, like I got caught up in what was it, Schrei and Kendricks, because Schrei was a little too close to Kendricks, which made Kendricks so defensive and park it on the apex. And then Schrei tapped the back of him, and I had no time to react, even though I intentionally left extra space to try and set up a move into turn one. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, I've been saying it for a little while now. I don't really play the game all too much now, just because I'm enjoying, using my PC and playing LMU more instead. But
Nice.
I still enjoy racing with the boys, every Monday and Wednesday. So I'll stick with it till the end of the season. But yeah, I'm pretty much fed up with this game.
Well, look, man, at the end of the day, you're one of the boys, and I'm pretty sure like you don't mind hopping on once or twice a week just to kick it, have fun.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And I feel like the fact that it was an F2 league, that's the only reason I kind of asked you, because I feel like that might at least be interesting to you, something
Yeah,
different. Like,
It,
And I think
yeah, for sure.
you kind of do have to take this one seriously if you want to win it. Like, I don't know how bad much it actually means to you, but either way, I think you would
Yeah.
agree that you have to kind of bring it here if you want to get this
I
one.
mean, I'm indifferent to the
That's
outcome
fair.
in the championship. It's just a matter of like, if I am racing, I would like to do well, because otherwise I'm just wasting my time. So,
Someone else will get the prize money. It's all good.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Look, bro, at the end of the
Well, I
day,
mean, I wouldn't be
man,
surprised if Ezzo wins. He's been very quick,
that was
all
fantastic,
all
man.
season. So,
It's fantastic. You could argue him and you are 1A, 1B in our community, man. So, um,
yeah,
yeah, man. At the end of the day, with me, well, I just want you to have fun, bro.
yeah, for
Whatever.
sure.
And I appreciate you racing and all these other guys. So, um, and B Tom, last question, man. How's it feel dating Kim Kardashian?
You're stupid, man. No comment.
All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the stream. Thank you, everyone, man. It was a blast to do this.